Hey guys, Woodtrick Rick here again. So, a lot of times when you're in the woods, okay, or out in the wild, your biggest issue may be drinking water, okay? Now, you may not have the luxury of having a clean running stream or clear water. Sometimes what you get is going to be this right here, okay? Just a small body of water, and that may be all you have as far as for drinking water. Now, you still have to drink the water, okay? Best way you can do this is to filter it out first. Everybody's like, oh, boil the water and it's good to drink. That's not always the case. Okay, boiling the water is going to kill all the bacteria, but there's a lot of particulate in there. There could be mosquito larvae. And so, yes, you need to boil the water, but you may want to filter it first. So I'm going to show you a good way to filter that water. So here, I have a tripod set up, okay? Now, with this tripod, what I did is I got 3 equal-sized sticks and I put lashings on the top while they were sticking straight up and down, and then I spread the legs out. Now, when you're in the woods, if you have to sacrifice items of clothing just for filtering, that's okay to do. You can usually put that clothing back on after you hang it up and dry it. In this case, I just used some t-shirts that I had. And so what I have here is I tied t-shirts up. And you want to make it in 3 layers. So on my first layer, what I put is I put some rotten wood up in here. Okay, it has some wood rot. But I also have green moss that I actually was able to scrape off of a tree limb right here. So green moss is a real good filter for you. And also in the bottom of this, I have some sand that I dug up. Okay, on your second layer, because you're going to have fire while you're in the woods if you're out surviving. On my second layer, I have burnt wood, okay? And the reason I have burnt wood in here is because of the charcoal that's in the burnt ends of the wood. And that charcoal is also another good filter for you. There's also some small blueberry leaves in here that I put in just as another barrier to keep the particulates from coming out into your final product of water. Down at the bottom, I have pine needles, some spruce needles, and I also have ferns in here as a final catch for the water. And at the very bottom, I have my pot that I can actually catch the water in. Now, usually no matter where you're at in the woods or in the wild or wherever we've been, people have been there as well. So you'll find some trash, okay? Now, the water that I took out of this pond, this is the water I took out of the pond. So what you want to do is slowly let this water filter through, and you just start pouring it real slow. If you want to, you can hang this up on the tripod and put a hole in it and let the water slowly drip through that way. And as I'm doing this, the water is slowly filtering through and coming down into the bottom in my pot. Now you want to do this multiple times, okay? You're going to have to filter this through probably about 3 or 4 times to get you some clean water. Now, what I like to do with the water after I finish filtering it is I like to take it and boil it up, okay? As you can see, I still have water filtering, and I'm just going to take and refilter that. Let it go through again, and then catch it. Okay, so that's my filtering system. That's going to save you a little bit of a headache. It's going to help remove some of that muddy water taste. I mean, a lot of water is going to taste stagnant even after you boil it. But after I'm done collecting my water, I'm going to boil it up. But I like to boil it up if you can find blackberries or blueberries or anything like that where you have the tree. It doesn't have to have the fruit, okay? But if you take the leaves and you boil the water up with the leaves in it, okay, it has some antioxidants that are going to be boiled out of the leaves, and that's going to make it safe for you to drink. Has a little bit of a pine spruce taste to it. And but in a little bit, just a little bit of a muddled water taste, but not like it would be if you were trying to drink it directly out of that. So hopefully that'll help you if you have to go out in the woods and you have to survive, if you get lost and you get thirsty and you have to have water. You can do this with most any body of water, except for salt water. All right.